So, if you're looking for a good book to get into for the new year, then we've got something now that could be just your cup of tea. One of our brilliant local authors, Jamie Boyle, has ditched his previous focus on true crime in favour of local history. And his latest book promises to be a real insight into all things pools.
Hartlepool Born and Bred 2 is not about one person. You know, I've had to dig deep. I've had to find out a lot of the history, populations of the place. I mean, I found some amazing things out about Hartlepool, such as Robert the Bruce used to actually own Hartlepool. You know, Andy Cap, the cartoon character, that was essentially made by Red Smythe. So that's a figure of Hartlepool iconic, if you like. You know, and I went to see where the monkey was hanged in 1700 and something, and it's just basically lots of the estates on the grapevine, the old families, the who's who. I've spoke to people and they give me their thoughts on some of the characters have been in the town for the last, 100 odd years, you know, and just what's wrong with Hartlepool. You know, there doesn't seem to be much opportunity for the youth of today, and that's why a lot of them are getting involved with antisocial behaviour. The Hartlepool kind of seems to be forgotten in a lot of the opportunity. That's what the feedback from the Hartlepool people were talking to me, and you know, there just doesn't seem to be nothing. And most of them, it was quite sad because they said, we know Hartlepool in our lifetime won't be, you know, back to the glory days as it was when people would come to Seaton Crew. People would even go on holiday there, and it's just, you know, all the money's gone, the pubs are shut. And when I spoke to a lot of the people, that they're really worried for the state of the town.
It sounds like a good book for if you have relatives from there, or you're from there yourself, to maybe sit and reminisce.
Yeah, do you know something? It's like it's the who's who. I mean, one character, very, very well known, was Lawrence. Really, really famous. He was a bit of a celebrity till he sadly died a couple of years back. One of the unbelievable stories was one guy in the 60s had a bet in the pub and he lost. And he went and jumped off the Transporter Bridge and lived to tell the tale. Now, that has been spoken about in Hartlepool for like the last 50 odd years. And it's going to be quite a unique book.
Please tell me you don't touch on the football, because we love them.
A wee bit, because obviously this year was when Hartlepool actually went back in the Football League. And there's quite a few mentions of Hartlepool's most famous son, Jeff Stelling. He kind of gets Hartlepool a lot of the limelight. There was a documentary on a couple of years back called Skint Britain. Jeff, the week after, was on Sky Sports News, basically saying, listen, Hartlepool is not as bad as that. And he did the same to Middlesbrough a couple of years back. So he's very much well got in the town of Hartlepool. He's an ambassador for the club, and everyone loves Jeff Stelling.
Sounds like a good read, doesn't it? Hartlepool Born and Bred 2 is out now, and you can follow Jamie's Hartlepool Born and Bred books on Facebook for more details. News and sports with our fabulous Ian Wood on